Hey everyone and welcome to Immortal Realm. In today's video, we will be talking about manhwas that are most similar to solo leveling. On number 10, we have this amazing manhwa called Dungeon Odyssey. The descendants of mankind were born in the labyrinth and raised on the milk of monsters, possessed special strength and strong bodies. When they returned to Earth, mankind referred to them as dungeon babies. Among them was Kim Jinwoo, who was born in the deepest part of the labyrinth. And our main character never tried to become strong, he just wanted to live and survive. And for that reason, he was very fearful of the dungeons, whereas most dungeon babies were too excited to be in the dungeon. But our main character was very afraid of the labyrinth. And one day he somehow becomes the master of a labyrinth. And from here onwards, the fun begins. Number 9 on our list is the reincarnation of the forbidden archmage. One day, dungeons suddenly appeared. Humans with awakened skills then set out to face these dungeons in search of hope and riches. Our protagonist, Seiki, having no skills, is considered incompetent. In order to earn enough money for the treatment of his little sister with an incurable disease, he decided to become an adventurer. Seiki has a secret. In his previous life, he was the most powerful mage. Since his reincarnation, he has yet to level up to regain his powers. This is the story of an incompetent guy who will turn the world upside down with his powers. Number 8 on our list is Genius of the Unique Lineage. In this world there are immortals and shapeshifters, and these are actually a type of hunter. But our main character here is a hybrid between an immortal and a shapeshifter. He has the abilities of both, which makes him pretty overpowered. He has one goal, and that is to become a hunter, and not just any hunter, but to become a very famous and successful hunter. At the start of this manhwa, the main character is weak, but he becomes overpowered after a few chapters. The art is decent, the world building is good, the plot is decent, and the story is interesting. Although there are only 19 chapters, you should bookmark this manhwa and wait for the coming chapters. Number 7 on our list is I'll be taking a break for personal reasons. This manhwa has one of the best stories ever. Our main character is a failed third-rate web novel author, Yu Il-shin. Well, Yu Il-shin in Korean means God, but you don't have to think that he's a god because this guy is just a normal guy. Well, at the start of the manhwa that is. In this world, there are people who have special abilities and people refer to them as hunters. Well, some hunters are successful whereas some are at the bottom of the chain. Our main character also wanted to live his boring web novel author's life, and he also wanted to become a hunter. And one day he was able to awaken, just as he desperately wanted. But his awakened ability is somewhat strange. Our main character has a little world connected to his smartphone, and those insignificant and weak ants that he slaughtered in the game or on his mobile phone turns him overpowered. Well, isn't that interesting? Number 6 on our list is Return of the SSS-class Ranker. Roken was the king of violence who reigned as the strongest in the virtual reality game, the Lord. Unfortunately, the assassination order issued by an enemy guild caused him to lose everything. To his surprise, the next time he woke up, he had returned back to 3 years ago. You all just wait, I'll devour you all. That is what our main character pledges after he returns. This is the story of Roken who traveled back in time as he climbs his way back to the top. After listening to the summary of this manhwa, you can deduce that this manhwa is very similar to the masterpiece Worn and Torn Newbie. For those guys who love enjoying VR type manhwas, this is an absolute goldmine. So make sure to check it out. Number 5 on our list is Return of the Shattered Constellation. A lowly human who ascended to the position of a god, Twilight of the Gods. After becoming infamous as an unpleasant god, he lost his constellation, belief, divine authority, everything. His holiness was cut off and his holy power disappeared. I would like you to work with me. That is when the master of the netherworld, Thanatos, offered his hand. After grabbing Thanatos' hand, Twilight of the Gods decided to live again as the player Li Changxion to get back at the gods that threw him down to hell. And so he finally returns to Earth. This manhwa is very good. Our main character is overpowered, he is ruthless, he is smart, as well as he is not a wimp. The art of this manhwa is very beautiful and the story is also interesting. Number 4 on our list is The Newbie is Too Strong. Jeju, which means skill in Korean, grew up without parents in an orphanage. Just like his name suggests, he was also very skillful. One day he heard that the orphanage was having a hard time and would have to close in 3 years. While trying to raise money for the orphanage, Jeju got an alert on his phone. On it, he saw a video of himself climbing the tower as a broadcasting jockey, aka streamer. 7 years ago, a tower suddenly appeared and randomly took people into it. If you successfully complete the tower and become an awakened, it was only a matter of time before you get rich. And so, our main character's adventure begins. And on number 3, we have Sleeping Rancor. As the name suggests, our main character gains power just by sleeping or resting. We are going to take a break for about 30 seconds. I am not imagining things, right? After 15 hours of hunting, Hyun-sung asked to rest for a while, and after 30 seconds, he had to get up again and start hunting. Actually, Hyun-sung had a special skill. Thanatos' narcolepsy skill is activated. You are being forced into a sleep state. After sleeping for a while and waking up, he got an item. And that is when his journey to become overpowered begins. The art of this manhwa is beautiful, the story is also very interesting, and we have an overpowered main character. Number 2 on our list is Player Who Can't Level Up. I know most of you guys might have read this manhwa as I had mentioned it quite a few times earlier in my videos, but those guys who are new to the world of manhwa, make sure to check this out. Kim Gi-gyu awakened as a player at the age of 18. He thought his life was on track towards success, climbing the tower and closing the gates. But even after clearing the tutorial, he was still level 1. He killed a goblin one day and he was still level 1. Even after 5 years, he was still level 1. Who would have thought that this kind of player would exist? But let me tell you a secret. Even though he is level 1, he can compete with level 50 and level 100 guys. Yes, even though his level is limited to level 1, he is still growing. So in short, our main character is overpowered, the art of this manhwa is beautiful and the story is also very intriguing. Make sure to check it out. And on number 1, we have an amazing manhwa called Player Who Returned 10,000 Years Later. Now this manhwa, I always love manhwas with super overpowered main characters. And by the name, you might have already guessed it that this manhwa also has an extremely overpowered main character. One day, out of the blue, he falls into hell. All he has with him is the desire to live and predatory powers. From the 1000th health to the 9000, he has devoured tens and hundreds of thousands of demons. And even the 7 archdukes bow down to him. But one day, he finally wishes to go back. Each and every one of the demon asks him that why does he want to go back? He has everything in hell. But our main character is unsatisfied and he says that he has nothing to eat here, nothing to enjoy, and so he finally goes back to Earth. That's all for today's video and I hope you enjoyed it. Have a very beautiful day.